China seems to be the world leader in nuclear power. China has gone beyond simply exploiting nuclear technology for bombs and has started harnessing it as a source of electricity. These are the unexpected nations that are experiencing the biggest energy crises. The energy that nations may obtain from nuclear sources at a reduced cost, yet frequently must spend billions of dollars for. China has 7 nuclear power stations that generate electricity and meet the country's energy need. Countries believe that China should be invited to establish nuclear power facilities in their territories at that point. China's expertise in nuclear energy can assist other nations in developing effective power plants that can provide adequate electricity. Because of this, the UK decided to work with China on a $27 billion initiative. Before we start, subscribe to this channel so as never miss the newest projects. So let's begin, however. China has now given up on the project, creating a huge opportunity. Why did it do that? What is the inside narrative then? Greetings and welcome to another fantastic video from our channel. You may learn about China's innovative ideas and stories through Innovation Diary. You will find our films fascinating if you are new to the channel and appreciate learning about modernity in general, specifically China's progress. We will examine the reasons behind China's decision to back out of the $27 billion nuclear power project contract with the UK in this video. Let's get going. The world's largest country by population is China. It needs power and energy for its own citizens, as well as for the factories that operate all of its businesses. China's network of international trade is the most intricate and varied. In other words, it must produce commodities and products worth billions of dollars and more for every nation on the earth. The intriguing thing, though, is that it lacks vitality of its own. China used to rely on nations like Iran and Russia for its energy requirements, but it no longer wishes to do so. To maintain its position as the export leader, China does not want to be in any way susceptible. China therefore considered creating its own energy source to supply adequate energy for all enterprises and home requirements. But the soil underneath it does not contain any natural resources like oil. There were just a few choices remaining, like building power plants and utilizing solar and wind energy to store enough energy. However, these power plants were unable to meet China's needs. It had to consider other options, and as a result, it learned about nuclear power. China is now the only nation in the world to actively use nuclear energy for electricity and energy. With 7 nuclear power stations, China was the first country to produce electricity from nuclear energy. These 7 nuclear power stations are now producing electricity effectively, demonstrating how forward thinking China is. The desire to use nuclear energy, which is inexpensive to create, non-inclusive, and challenging to put up, spread to all other nations at this point. Instead of importing oil and natural gas, countries choose nuclear power facilities. To create electricity, they seek to generate their own energy. However, they are unable to build those nuclear power plants by themselves. They were unable to handle tasks on their own. One of those nations was the UK, which made China an offer for the project for $27 billion. Through a joint venture, it encouraged China to construct a nuclear power plant in the UK. China would contribute $6.07 billion to the project and receive 33.5 annually in return. China will hold 33.5 of the power plant after it is finished, receiving money in exchange. The UK individuals who pay for it would receive the power it produces. China will receive its fair share, enabling it to make huge profits from another nation. China agreed to the project because it was lucrative. Tell us, are you enjoying the video before we go any further? If so, kindly hit the like button, spread the word, and subscribe to our channel to see more content on China's rise to power and global impact. Let's go on now. It was planned that the Hinkley Point C project would begin in 2016 and be finished by 2025, supplying the UK with enough electricity. Chinese crews were deployed to the UK once the nuclear power plant's location was chosen. The quickness and agility of the Chinese performance is the reason why China was able to build more than 7 nuclear power facilities there. For the UK, however, the situation was unique. Even though the project was supposed to begin in 2016, it didn't. While the Chinese crews were in the UK, the project was continually delayed by the UK. As the years passed, the epidemic reared its head in 2020. The UK once more found a reason to put off the project, which turned out to be China's turning point. The Chinese government is not interested in working with the nation. Despite the fact that the United Kingdom is in desperate need of energy, the project has been delayed by more than 4 years. It makes no difference whether work on the project begins quickly or not. The Chinese government said that it would no longer participate in the project and would stop contributing financially to it. The United Kingdom did not incur a loss on its investment since there was no work completed as a result of the investment. Despite the fact that not a single building was constructed, the United Kingdom missed out on a significant opportunity to become energy independent. It would appear that the United States was responsible for making this occur. China made an official announcement that their joint effort had reached its successful completion. When the word spread, the United Kingdom quickly concluded it was too late to salvage the situation. It issued a stern warning to China, stating that the country could not be trusted. In point of fact, the United Kingdom did not adhere to the ruling. 2016 was the year that was supposed to be the beginning of everything. Yet nothing happened. The project was delayed on purpose by the UK, providing China the choice to withdraw from the project and end its cooperation with a country that is careless. It's also possible that China just hates the idea of other countries obtaining energy independence. It has no intention of sharing any of its superior energy. Waiting, it turned out, was the most effective strategy for defense. Regardless of the circumstances, the time is now. The United Kingdom will never have any nuclear power facilities of its own. The United Kingdom's previous 2 attempts to build its own power plants, known collectively as Hinkley Point A and Hinkley Point B, were both a dismal failure. The United Kingdom was unable to build its own nuclear power reactors because it did not have the technological superiority necessary to do so. To its great good fortune, it was granted the chance to get total backing from China. But I really botched it. It seems as though the United Kingdom is currently experiencing a loss of potential. The energy crisis that is currently gripping the United Kingdom is among the worst that Europe has ever seen. The agreement was broken in the year 2020, but if it had been kept, the United Kingdom would have seen the construction of a brand new nuclear power station by the year 2025. It is possible that it may generate more money by exporting power to countries in Europe. In addition to this, China is scheduled to get a percentage of the total amount of power produced by the Hinkley Point C facility. These possibilities have all been lost at this point. Recent events have resulted in China forgoing potential revenue, while recent events have seen the United Kingdom suffer its worst loss. Would Chinese teams need to be contacted in order for other countries to construct nuclear power plant? What if China decides it wants to have a monopoly on nuclear energy and refuses to share its nuclear technology with other countries? Would it aid nations like the US, or would the pact be canceled? Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. Click on these videos to watch about other amazing projects.